Welcome to the wonderful world of artificial intelligence. We all have heard this term. It is around us. We cannot ignore this term and we have to live with it. It is going to be future. Rather, the future has started. So welcome to this wonderful world. Today we are going to take on a wonderful journey of artificial intelligence. So sit back tight. Place earphones and enjoy the music and enjoy the presentation. Let's begin the journey of artificial intelligence. So what exactly is artificial intelligence? Now, human beings, animals, they possess natural intelligence. We all know that. We have natural intelligence granted by Almighty. And what is that intelligence? The ability to think and take decisions under different circumstances. That ability is called intelligence, which is by birth naturally present in us, all of us. Even a small child can take decisions like whether to play with toys, whether it is time to cry for milk or food, or whether it is time to cry to go into the lap of his or her mother. So these intelligent decisions forms the intelligence of human beings or even animals for that matter. Then what is artificial intelligence? Now, the capability which is provided to machines such that they should be able to think and take decisions just like we humans do under different circumstances. For example, robots taking decisions on their own without any human intervention. Machines or programs working on their own without any human intervention. This capability, this ability is called artificial intelligence because it is artificially provided to the machine by human beings who are creating those technologies. So let's dive deeper into the history of artificial intelligence. Let's try to know where it all began from. Now, there is no clear era, there is no clear year from where this concept has come into our lives, but still we have segregated the history into few prominent and important years which contributed towards the development of artificial intelligence. So let's look at the history of artificial intelligence. We are starting from 1921. In 1921, a Czech writer, Karel Čapek, he introduced the word robot. For the first time, this word was introduced. He introduced the term robot in his play RUR, which stands for Rossum's Universal Robots. This was the name of the play. The word robot comes from the word robota. Please keep these terms in mind because you might have to appear in a small fun quiz at the end of the presentation. So the word robot, it has come from the word robota. Now robota means work or slave. In the image you can see, it's the image of the play which was conducted, and you can see the dresses that human beings are wearing. They resemble more like robot. So for the first time, this term robot was introduced in 1921. Now, what we can say about this man, Alan Turing, perhaps the most respectable name in the field of artificial intelligence. Every person who knows about artificial intelligence or every person who is into computer sciences has great respect for this man. Who is this Alan Turing? Now, all of us know that in World War II, the German forces started facing the defeat when Russia entered into the war, when Russia started participating and helping the allied nations to defeat Germany. But how many of us know that this man single-handedly with a small team of 5 cryptographers and mathematicians reduced the time period of Second World War by 2 years. 2 साल पहले खत्म हो गई इस आदमी की वजह से World War II. And he single-handedly, with his small team, saved the lives of over 2 million people. 20 लाख लोगों की कम से कम जान बचाई है इस अकेले आदमी ने. And the sad part is he had to commit suicide because of the religious clergies sitting in the higher position in the government. Now, what happened exactly? In the World War II, German forces were invading the Allied nations. They were defeating the Allied nations at every point. Allied nations had no idea when Germany is going to attack, at which country, at which location. How was that possible? Germany had a machine called Enigma. They invented a machine, Enigma. On the left-hand side of this slide, you can see that image of Enigma. This machine was generating encrypted messages. Encrypted messages containing the information that where they are going to attack in the next day, on the coming day. Now, forces like Britain, countries like Britain, they were able to intercept those radio messages, but they were not able to decrypt it. They were not able to understand those messages. Alan Turing and his team of 5 to 6 cryptographers and mathematicians developed a machine. Initially, it was named as Christopher. Later on, it was named as Imitation Game. Now, this machine in the middle of this, the middle picture that you can see, this was the machine developed by Alan Turing and his team. This machine was capable of decrypting the messages generated by Enigma. And then British forces and Allied nations were able to know in advance where German forces are going to attack, and they were able to defend themselves. Now, a working model of this machine is placed at Bletchley Park Museum. And believe me, after the World War was over, things stabilized. However, Alan Turing committed suicide in 1951. Later on, after many years, the British Parliament and the Queen issued an unconditional apology towards this man in his respect, that it was due to them he committed suicide. Now, moving ahead, in 1943, Warren S. McCulloch and Walter Pitts, they published a paper named A Logical Calculus of the Ideas Immanent in Nervous Activity in the Bulletin of Mathematical Biophysics. Now, this paper that they published, it introduced the concept of artificial neural network. Now, what is artificial neural network? We are going to know about artificial neural network in coming slides, but briefly, it is a technology which mimics human brain. How human brain works, that is the same technology imparted in machines, in computers. That is artificial network. So for the first time, this artificial neural network concept was introduced in 1943. In 1949, Edmund Berkeley, he published a novel, Giant Brains or Machines That Think. In this novel, he wrote that machine can think, they can conclude, they can choose, they can take reasonable decisions. So this was the first time somebody has thought that machines will be able to think in future. Now, over to Shehzad sir.
Thank you, Rais sir. Now, in 1950, iRobot was published, a collection of short stories, different type of robots, by science fiction writer Isaac Asimov. Now, in his novel, he tends to circle around two central themes. Number one, humanity's control and understanding of the technology it has created. Number two, non-human life and the capacity of life which simulates humanity to feel and be human. As we all know, the father of computer is Charles Babbage. But in 1956, the term artificial intelligence was coined by John McCarthy. Later on, that's why he called the father of artificial intelligence. In 1959, Arthur Samuel coined the term machine learning, which is a form of artificial intelligence that enables a system to learn from data rather than through explicit programming. As the algorithm takes in training data, it is then possible to produce more precise models based on that data. In 1969, was the first general purpose mobile robot able to make decisions about its own action by giving reasons about its surroundings. Now, over to Humaira ma'am.
Thank you, sir. 1987, Expert System, a solution for big businesses. After a long AI winter, when people began seriously doubting AI's ability to reach anything near human levels of intelligence, AI's commercial value started to be realized, attracting new investment. The new commercial systems were far less ambitious than early AI. Instead of trying to create a general intelligence, these expert systems focused on much narrower tasks. That meant they only needed to be programmed with the rules of a particular problem. The first successful commercial expert system, known as R1, began operation at the Digital Equipment Corporation, helping configure orders for new computer systems. By 1986, it was saving the company an estimated $40 million a year. 1995, Alice Chatbot. Alice Chatbot learns how to speak from the web. Richard Wallace develops the chatbot Alice, that is, artificial linguistic internet computer entity inspired by Joseph Weizenbaum's ELIZA program, but with the addition of natural language sample data collection on an unprecedented scale enabled by the advent of web. You can see the chat between human and Alice on the screen. 1997, Man versus Machine, fight of 20th century. Supporters of top-down AI still had their champions, supercomputers like Deep Blue, which in 1997 took on world chess champion Garry Kasparov. The IBM-built machine was, on paper, far superior to Kasparov, capable of evaluating up to 200 million positions in a second. But could it think strategically? The answer is resounding yes. The supercomputer won the contest, dubbed the brain's last stand. With such flair that Kasparov believed a human being had to be behind the controls. Some hailed this as the moment that AI came of age. But for others, this simply showed brute force at work on a highly specialized problem with clear rules. 2002, Roomba vacuum cleaner, the first robot for the home. Rodney Brooks' spin-off company, iRobot, created the first commercially successful robot for the home, an autonomous vacuum cleaner called Roomba. Cleaning the carpet was a far cry from the early AI pioneers' ambitions, but Roomba was a big achievement. Its few layers of behavior-generating systems were far simpler than Shaky, the robot's algorithms, and were more like Gray Walters robots over half a century before. Despite relatively sensors and minimal processing power, the device had enough intelligence to reliably and efficiently clean a home. Roomba ushered in a new era of autonomous robots focused on specific tasks. Over to Megha ma'am.
Thank you, Marama. In 2007, Siri, AI-based voice assistant available across all Apple devices, it recognizes the human voice and answers. It is comparable to Amazon Alexa and Google's Assistant. In 2010, NAO robots, small humanoid robot designed to interact with people. It's packed with sensors and it can walk, dance, speak, and recognize faces and objects. In 2010 Shanghai Expo, these robots presented very well synchronized dance performance. Now, in its sixth generation, it is used in research, education, and healthcare all over the world. They played a vital role in COVID situation in different countries. In 2011, IBM Watson was developed as question answers computer system capable of answering question posed in natural language, developed in IBM's Deep QA project by a research team led by principal investigator David. Watson was named after IBM's founder and first CEO, industrialist Thomas J. Watson. In 2016, Google's sister company, DeepMind, developed AlphaGo software. AlphaGo software took part in a 5-match showdown against the Lee Soldt, the world champion of checkers, and beaten the champion 4 times in the game. It also played a bad move to win the game. Now, over to Raisa.
Having known about the history of artificial intelligence, now it is time to know how many different types of artificial intelligence exists or are there. So the first type of artificial intelligence is artificial narrow intelligence. When an artificial intelligence technology or program performs only a single and specific task, but very, very effectively and very, very efficiently, such systems are called artificial narrow intelligence system. So the face recognition software in your mobile, a robot performing a specific type of surgery, voice recognition system identifying your commands, all of them comes under artificial narrow intelligence system. Artificial general intelligence systems. Now this is the ideal and expected artificial intelligence technology, the technology that we expect AI to be. It is assumed that the machine will become as capable as human beings in terms of performing the tasks that human beings perform better than machines. However, in reality, this artificial general intelligence technology does not exist today, but definitely in coming time, in near future, this technology will be part of our lives. There has been many movies made on this technology, and I would like to suggest those movies to all of you. Please watch those movies. Number one, of course, The Imitation Game. It's a wonderful movie starring Benedict Cumberbatch. Movie Her, iRobot, Transcendence, and there is a line of very good movies in this. Artificial weak intelligence. Now, what is artificial weak intelligence? When devices or systems are pre-programmed to perform a specific task and works on the commands issued by human beings, they comes under the category of artificial weak intelligence system. So all of you, many of you must be using Alexa at home. To switch on TV, you issue a command, Alexa, turn on TV, Alexa, play music, or you are having Apple mobile, you're using Siri, hey Siri, play the music, or many of you are having Android phones with Google Assistant enabled, where you give commands to Google, okay Google, do this, do that. So all these technologies comes under artificial weak intelligence. Last one is artificial super intelligence. Now this is the technology that everybody is afraid of. All of us are fearing this technology, artificial super intelligence. In this technology, the artificial intelligence is expected to surpass the intellectual power and capabilities of human beings. That means artificial intelligence may rule the world, may rule the human beings, may control everything. So let's see what is going to happen in future. Nobody knows. But according to Nick Bostrom, he is a Swedish philosopher and he is the author of Super Intelligence, Paths, Dangers and Strategies. He has written that a super intelligent artificial system would possess an intellect that is much smarter than the best human brains in practically every field. And believe me, in the previous slide where Megha ma'am has explained the AlphaGo system, that AlphaGo system, which was developed by Google's DeepMind, it contained or it learned with the help of games, and it has defeated the world champion. That world champion, Lee Sedol, he was 12 times world champion in the row. And he was shocked that a machine can defeat. Now, the decisions, like Megha ma'am has said, that the AlphaGo game played a bad move considered by all the champions. It played a bad move which resulted in winning. So that decision was taken by the machine itself. No human intervention was there. Nobody was there to direct that AlphaGo game that do this thing, do that thing. It was playing the game on its own, taking the decisions on its own. Now, over to Shahzad sir for domains of artificial intelligence.
Thank you, Reza. Domains of artificial intelligence. There are three branches of AI: machine learning, natural language processing, and computer vision. Machine learning is a discipline that deals with programming the systems to make them automatically learn and improve with experience. Here, learning implies understanding the input data and taking informed decisions based on the supplied data. Like in simple words, machine learning is a subset of AI which predicts results based on incoming data. Programming, we have two types of approaches. One is conventional programming approach and another one is machine learning programming approach. In conventional, input is taken and the program is to be written to get the output. But in machine learning, the input data and output are fed to an algorithm to create a program. Now, here we can say few applications that depicts the machine learning of artificial intelligence. Like Gmail automatically classifying emails as a spam and not spam. Spam emails being automatically sent to the spam folder, saving a lot of your time. YouTube recommending you watch videos of certain genre and the recommended videos matching your choice of videos to great extent. Like in Flipkart or Amazon, recommending you buy products of your choice. How do they come to know your buying preferences? That is because of this machine learning algorithm of artificial intelligence. In numerous social networking sites, when we upload photos to Facebook, the service automatically highlights faces and suggests which friends to tag. Next domain or branch is natural language processing. The branch of artificial intelligence dealing with the interaction between machine and humans using the natural language that human beings use. The aim of the natural language processing is to listen, read, interpret, and understand the natural language and communicate in natural language. Here are few applications that's based on natural language processing: automatic summarization, sentiment analysis, text classification, virtual assistant like Siri, Cortana, Alexa, and Google Assistant. Let's see a video that depicts natural language processing.
I request all the teachers to watch this video very, very carefully and just see how. May I request Ahmed ma'am to please mute herself? Shehzad sir, please mute Ahmed ma'am.
Right, sir.
Yes, sir.
And watch how natural language processing is done by voice assistants, such that nobody is able to tell the difference between a real human communicating and the machine communicating. Please watch this video.
The progress with the assistant. As I said earlier, our vision for our assistant is to help you get things done. It turns out a big part of getting things done is making a phone call. You may want to get an oil change schedule, maybe call a plumber in the middle of the week, or even schedule a haircut appointment. You know, we are working hard to help users through those moments. We want to connect users to businesses in a good way. Businesses actually rely a lot on this, but even in the US, 60% of small businesses don't have an online booking system set up. We think AI can help with this problem. So let's go back to this example. Let's say you want to ask Google to make you a haircut appointment on Tuesday between 10 and noon. What happens is the Google Assistant makes the call seamlessly in the background for you. So what you're going to hear is the Google Assistant actually calling a real salon to schedule the appointment for you. Let's listen.
How can I help you? Hi, I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd. Sure, give me 1 second. Sure, what time are you looking for around? At 12 p.m. We do not have a 12 p.m. available. The closest we have to that is a 1:15. Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.? Depending on what service she would like. What service is she looking for? Just a woman's haircut for now. Okay, we have a 10 o'clock. 10 a.m. is fine. Okay, what's her first name? The first name is Lisa. Okay, perfect. So I will see Lisa at 10 o'clock on May 3rd. Okay, great. Thanks. Great. Have a great day. Bye.
That was a real call you just heard. The amazing thing is the assistant can actually understand the nuances of conversation. We've been working on this technology for many years. It's called Google Duplex. It brings together all our investments over the years in natural language understanding, deep learning, text-to-speech. By the way, when we are done, the assistant can give you a confirmation notification saying your appointment has been taken care of. Let me give you another example. Let's say you want to call a restaurant, but maybe it's a small restaurant which is not easily available to book online. The call actually goes a bit differently than expected. So take a listen.
How may I help you?
Hi, I'd like to reserve a table for Wednesday the 7th.
For 7 people?
It's for 4 people.
4 people when?
Next Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Oh, actually, we reserve for like upper like 5 people. For 4 people, you can come.
How long is the wait usually to be seated?
For when tomorrow or weekday or?
For next Wednesday, the 7th.
Oh no, it's not too busy. You can come for 4 people, okay?
Oh, I gotcha. Thanks.
Bye bye.
Again, that was a real call. We have many of these examples where the calls quite don't go as expected, but the assistant understands the context, the nuance. It knew to ask for wait times in this case and handle the interaction gracefully. Look,
That's
so this
amazing.
was about Google Assistant, right? It was amazing.
the progress with the assistant. The progress with the assistant.
Okay, let's proceed to the third branch, that is computer vision. Computer vision is a branch of artificial intelligence in which a machine is trained to capture and interpret visuals. Computer vision uses digital images and videos from cameras as an input. After capturing the image or video, it uses deep learning models to accurately classify and identify objects. After identification of the objects, the machine can be trained to react for what they see. There are a few applications that are based upon computer vision. Facial recognition like smartphones that we have, face filters like Snapchats, self-driving cars, medical imaging, Google Translate app, and Google Image Search. Now over to Humaran.
AI has a huge scope. This is further broken down into parts which can help us better understand AI. To understand the subsets better, we have used a beautiful Venn diagram approach. Here in the diagram, we can see that deep learning is a subset of machine learning, whereas machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. So we can think artificial intelligence as a whole, where machine learning and deep learning are its subsets. Artificial intelligence and machine learning we have already discussed in the previous slides. Now we will go into the deep of deep learning. Deep learning. Deep learning, being a subset of machine learning, also learns and improves the performance. But the major difference is that deep learning mimics the working of human brain and uses the concept of neurons to learn and make intelligent decisions on their own. Here comes the concept of artificial neural network. Artificial neural network can be described as layers of softwares called neurons, also called nodes, connected with different neurons in a layered manner. These networks transform data from one neuron to another neuron until they can classify it as an output. Neural network is again a technique to build a computer program that learns from data. So in the diagram, you can see that the input layer is taking data from the outside environment, and this data is being transferred into the hidden layers. Hidden layers could be one or many. Here we have taken 3 hidden layers. The working of hidden layer is like they take the data from input layer, further fragment that data and do the processing on it, and then the processed data is being transferred into the output layer. That output layer is actually gives the data to the object which require that output. Here we can take the example of Tesla autopilot car. Tesla autopilot car is built on the principles of deep neural network. It uses cameras, ultrasonic sensors, and radar to perceive the environment around the vehicle. The sensors and cameras provide the drivers with an awareness of the surroundings, which are later processed in a matter of milliseconds to help make driving safe and less stressful. Radar is used to see and measure the distance around the car in light, dark, and different weather conditions. There are many features of Tesla Autopilot car. We will discuss later. Now over to Megha ma'am for AI ethics.
AI ethics. It refers to the basic principle of AI system design that use the good code of conduct and produce the results. AI-based devices may face moral issues. Like in this video, here the AI-based car is in a dilemma rather to save the boy or the car owner. Like in robot movie, we saw the robot taking decisions according to the situation and not considering the moral values. AI creates unemployment. Maybe in the coming year, AI-enabled machines will appear and replace all the people who work as laborers. This may start an era of mass unemployment where people having little or no skills may be left without jobs, and others who keep up their skills according to what is required will flourish. Data privacy. In data privacy, it is known as new code for AI. The world of AI revolves around the data. Every company, whether a small or a big, is mining data nowadays, with many sources, as many as possible. More than 70% of data collected till now has been collected in last 4 years, which shows how important data has become in recent times. AI taking control over the world. In 2017, Facebook developed 2 robots, Alice and Bob. They were developed to perform trading and bargaining like us, humans do. But while communicating with each other, they develop their own language, communication which is incomprehensible to humans. In considering this as a threat, Facebook had shut down this program. Thank you. Over to Raisa for AI integration.
Okay, before we move on, you can look at the conversation that these 2 robots developed. They developed their own language and started communicating with each other, and scientists has no idea, engineers had no idea what they were talking, but these robots were understanding the language that they have developed. However, they were fed with simple English language, grammar and syntaxes, but they on their own developed this language to communicate with each other. Okay, thank you, Megha ma'am. So now an important part related to academics and CBSE. CBSE has introduced artificial intelligence in 2018-19 for classes 9th and 10th as a vocational subject in the scheme of vocational subjects. Later on, they introduced this artificial intelligence for classes 6 to 12 as a vocational subject. But realizing the power, potential, and future of artificial intelligence, they are emphasizing so much upon this technology, not only artificial intelligence, data sciences, and all, that they have mandated that artificial intelligence should be integrated with all the subjects in all the classes. That means right from class 1 to 12, artificial intelligence must be integrated with other subjects. It should be used as a tool. It should not be taught, but it should be used as a tool to learn other subjects. For example, in languages, we can make use of voice assistants, Google, the dictation tools given in MS Word and Google Docs to take the dictation from the user. The teacher can ask the child to read a paragraph by switching on that recording mode and dictation mode. Automatically, the data, the paragraph that the child is reading will be typed into the page. the teacher can compare the typed paragraph against the paragraph that the child has read. Now, this will help the child to improve reading skills, because the better the child reads, the better these softwares will be able to capture the words. In mathematics, softwares like Equatio can be used by the students to write expressions, equations in their natural handwriting. This software is going to convert it into digital format. The child can use the software to create charts, graphs like line chart, parabola, etc. In sciences, examples of artificial neural network and the working of brain can be compared. The working of human brain can be compared, and the child can be taught the working of human brain with the help of neurons, and simultaneously artificial neural network can be explained. In social sciences, Shahzad sir has given the information about sentiment analysis. Now, sentiment analysis is a feature where all of you must have liked a post over Facebook. You must have pressed the thumb, the like mode, or you must have expressed anger with the help of the emoji, or you must have expressed the emotion of sadness over some post. Now, all these things are recorded, all these sentiments are recorded, and then they are analyzed to identify or create your own profile, that what is the nature and behavior of this particular person who is liking this post, who is expressing anger over this post, who is expressing sadness over a specific post. A profile is created. So this sentiment analysis feature can be used to teach socio-political behavior of the society, the political sciences, and many more things. CBSE has also published a manual for integration of artificial intelligence with other subjects. We'll be posting that manual soon in the group, and I would also like to request Principal Ma'am to initiate this project so that the artificial intelligence can be integrated with all the subjects right from class 1 to 12. Now, this brings us to the end of our presentation.